Morning, guys. Okay, so this morning I went to go take trash out, and had a box outside the door. And usually when I get a delivery, you knock. Well, I noticed like last night that Loki, who my cat, and I've had a few videos on here with her in it. She kind of perked up a little bit, like right before I went to sleep. Didn't think nothing of it. Since I live in an apartment building, I just assumed she heard someone in the hallway, so I'm like, okay, whatever. But I stepped outside my apartment this morning and I had a box. At first, I'm like, okay, since I had two orders I was waiting for, I'm like, okay, so it's either Barnes and Noble or my Walmart order. It didn't have like the company on it, so I was kind of wondering which one it was. So it was my Barnes and Noble order, and I bought okay, I'll show you the box set. Uh, it has all four books, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't think I pronounced his last name right, but anyway, here's the cover of The Hobbit. Oh man, I already bent it. But this is The Hobbit. There's a smog on it, and I don't think it has any. Sometimes I had copies before of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit that had pictures in it, but it doesn't have any illustrations in it, which is okay. And then here is the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers and Return of the King. And I'm gonna be honest. There was a cartoon of The Hobbit that came out, I want to say in the late 70s or early 80s, and I always loved that cartoon. And it was like a 2 or 3 hour long cartoon of The Hobbit. And I always loved it. And that was what got me into The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books. And well, I used to watch a lot of Last Unicorn. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this in the book set. There we go. I also like the movie The Last Unicorn and the book. I read these books in grade school. The Lord of the Rings books. I am that type of nerd. I have social anxiety real bad, and I've always, and if you ask my family, I would prefer my nose in the book than having to deal with people. And that's just how I am. And as I gotten older, I prefer having my headphones in if I'm out and about. That way I don't have to talk to people. Okay, so I got but I bought 5 books. I said this last week. And then I got Christy. And this was done, Catherine Marshall. And the book, it's a fictional book, but it also was more about her mom. Because her mom was a school teacher in a one-room schoolhouse back at like the early 1900s. And let's see. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidences are products of the author's imagination and are used fictionally. Any familiarity to people, organizations, and or events are purely coincidental. But I also was told that it was about a mom, but it also says it's fictional. So I don't know if it was about her mom and she just kind of changed a lot of things in the book to keep people protected, which can happen. And let's see. I like to wish. He also says acknowledgments. I wish to thank my many friends in East Tennessee whose courtesy in answering questions and whose hospitality and cooperation may have been unfailing, especially Miss Mary Roble and Miss Opal Myers, to express my gratitude to Elizabeth Sherrill for valuable editorial suggestions, and to Alma Dane McCann, I don't think I pronounced that right, for help with research, to Dr. R. Feltz of Washington, D.C. for information on medical details, to Eleanor Armstrong for suggestions regarding school teachings, to Emma B. Moran, my patient and capable secretary, to my family who have borne with Christy for 9 years, especially to my husband Leonard Silveroyd, whose support and help has been unflagging. Okay, so I think I was maybe misinformed about that, about her apparently writing about her mom. But that's what I was told when I read the book the first time when I was in high school. And there was a TV show called Christy based off the book. And it unfortunately only lasted one season. And I know, like, my mom's older sister, my mom, and a bunch of people were, like, writing to CBS to try to keep the show on for longer. And at that time they had, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and Touched by an Angel, and there's like a few other really wholesome shows they had on at the time. And I don't know why Christy didn't last very long. I have no idea. But I did watch that season, and I have rewatched it as I've gotten older. And this here is like second or third copy of the book I've had. I've moved so much. I have lost some of my books when I was married to my ex-husband. And so I lost that copy of Christy. And then the second copy I had, I got it for free. And it was so worn out that if you opened the book up, pages would fall out. And so this is my third copy that I actually bought. And like I said before, the first copy was given to me by a family member because I love to read. And then second, I got for free. The place I was at had a shelf full of free books, so I just went over and looked at them. I'm like, oh, Christy! Grabbed it. Like I said, you open up the book and the pages would just fall apart or fall out. And it was very, I know you could use some special type of glue for books to bind them again, but I don't know where you would buy that at, if you could. And that's for and it glues for hard and paperback. Hardback and paperback books. Like I said, I don't know the name of the glue, and I don't know where you can buy it at. And I'm pretty sure like a bookstore or a library could help people up on that. Help people out on that one. And I'm sorry about the noise in the background. I have my radio on to PRN, which is National Broadcast Public Radio. Oh, excuse me. But okay. I promised you guys a book haul. Did my book haul. I bought all 5 books for a little over $50. The box set with all 4 books, I think, was $25 or $26. I can't remember the exact price for those. And then the Christy was, I want to say, between $18 and $20. And of course, the shipping and handling. So I didn't think $54 was too bad. Especially for 4 books. And I can spend more money on books. And my mom would make fun of me, like when I would go to the library or go to a bookstore, because I go crazy. Crazy when it comes to books. But anyway, I love you guys. I have to start my day. And as you could tell, I took a shower, so my hair is wet, and I gotta do some recycling this morning and all that jazz. So I love you. Have a good day. I will talk to you next week.